So in the last episode, we talked about how to read your gas and electricity meters correctly. And you feel like, oh, I've got this now. I understand what I'm actually looking at. But you check your bill and your bill still says estimated. And you're sitting there looking at yourself and you're like, but wait, I did everything I'm supposed to do. So why is this still happening? Let's talk about that. Hi, I'm Lisa, and welcome to the series, This Is Not My Bill, where we talk about meters in a way that actually makes sense. Estimated bills are one of the most common frustrations I've come across. You do everything right. You read it, you submit it, but your bill still says estimated. And the most important thing for you to note is that nothing is actually wrong. It just means that there is a step in the process that has been missed, and that's why it doesn't reflect on your bill. So let me break this down simply. Your meter doesn't send information straight to your bill when you submit a meter reading. There's actually a process in between, and it goes like this. Your meter records the usage. The reading is submitted or collected. Then your supplier processes it before it shows up on your bill. And here's the thing to note, if anything slows down this chain of process, even by just a few days, you may end up with an estimated bill. So it's not that your reading didn't work, it's just that it didn't land at the right time it was supposed to. So what are estimated bills? It simply means that your supplier doesn't have a recent actual meter reading at the time your bill was being generated. So they use prediction based on past usage, average household consumption, and or time of season. So like, is it the winter period or is it the summer period? Where your bill says estimated, it doesn't actually mean that there's something wrong. But here's where it does matter. If your bill run on estimated for too long, you start drifting further and further away from what your actual usage is, because this estimate isn't built around you. So you could actually be overpaying without realizing, or underpaying and maybe expecting a much bigger bill down the line. And that's where people notice the discrepancy. And that brings me to my first reason, which is timing. Timing is very important. So let's say you submit your meter reading today, but your bill has already been generated by your supplier. What happens then is very simple. Your meter reading is stored and kept for the next billing cycle. So even though you've done the right thing, the bill already says estimated, and there's nothing you could have done differently except submitting the reading at the right time. And that is where a lot of confusion comes in, because people expect it to update instantly, and that's just not how the system works. Now, the next one is going to surprise a whole lot of you genuinely, which is, even if you have a smart meter, your reading doesn't always get through. And that's how you may get an estimated bill even though you have a smart meter. I know, people expect that with smart meters, everything gets fixed automatically. But that's just not how the system works. But smart meters still rely on signal and system communication to actually send your data. So what can happen is this. Your meter is recording perfectly fine. Everything is correct. But your supplier isn't receiving your reading. And when that happens, communication breaks down, and that's how you end up with estimated billing. Here's one thing you may not realize. Energy billing doesn't update in real time. It works in cycles. Your account gets updated in batches and not instantly every time you use your energy. And that's why even if you submit a meter reading today, you may still get an estimated bill when the bill is generated in a few weeks or two. And there's one more cause you rarely think about, which is the system delay. Your supplier might actually have a meter reading, and it's been stored away sitting pretty. And this reading hasn't been applied to your account yet. Everything is fine on their end. The reading is just there sitting. But your bill hasn't caught up. And that alone can cause your bill to show estimated when there's absolutely nothing wrong. All you need to do is just contact your supplier. So what can you do about this? It's fairly simple. First, contact your energy supplier. You need to confirm from them what is your billing date and what's your billing frequency. Is your frequency on a monthly frequency or a quarterly frequency? That way, you know the best windows to submit your meter reading so it can actually land on the right cycle. Most suppliers will advise you submit your meter readings minimum of 5 days or 4 days before your billing date so that it can be used against your bill correctly. Number 2, submit your meter readings regularly. I know I'm beginning to sound like a broken record, but your bill is heavily dependent on your meter reading. So you need to ensure that you're submitting your meter readings regularly, even if you have a smart meter. Don't just assume that it's all being captured automatically. Take a photo of your meter whenever you submit a reading. Not because anything is wrong, it's just so that you can have a clear record with a timestamp in case you may ever need it in the future. And lastly, generate a habit of always glancing at your bill. Does it say estimated, actual, or smart meter reading? It is this very small habit, but it keeps you in the loop of things. So let me pull this all together. Your meter might be working perfectly fine. Your readings might be completely correct, but your bills can still say estimated because timing, system delay, and or communication issue between your meter and your supplier. It is not always an error. It's just how the system works behind the scenes. Estimated bills aren't wrong. They are just not precise. And when it comes to your money, close enough doesn't always cut it. Now that you understand estimated billing properly, there's something else a lot of people happen to talk about. If everything is smart, why do I still get estimated bill? What's wrong? And that's exactly what we're going to be looking at in the next episode. So if the series is starting to make sense, stick with the series. Because once you understand how the system actually works behind the scenes, you stop guessing and you start taking full control of your energy bill. See you in the next episode. Bye.